He's the man.
Salt Bae went from being one of the biggest internet memes, with every celebrity lining up at his restaurants, to accidentally setting customers on fire, sneaking onto the pitch during the World Cup, facing lawsuits from staff over stolen tips, shutting down multiple venues because they're empty, and more recently getting physically removed from a Champions League final, completely humiliating. So how did Salt Bae go from tossing salt on glittery steaks to closing all his restaurants one by one? His story shows exactly how viral fame can crash as fast as it rises, especially once ego takes over and everyone notices the attention-seeking character behind the viral image. On January 7th, 2017, he posted a short clip wearing a white t-shirt in dark shades while cutting steak, then sprinkling salt with odd precision. That clip exploded online, gaining millions of views and making Nusret an overnight icon. The salt drop moment was turned into memes, making him even bigger than the video itself, with appearances on TV skits and athletes copying his gesture on the world's biggest stages. Salt Bae rapidly became one of the most familiar faces on the internet. This gave him power, and Nusret knew this well. Soon after going viral, he launched luxury restaurants in New York and London that same month, followed by further openings across the globe in the months ahead. The menus were ridiculously pricey: $100 burgers, $10 cans of Red Bull, $25 desserts, and of course the 𝗙ecie𝗳𝗃𝗀𝗃 gold-wrapped tomahawk steak. Surprisingly, these restaurants became instant hits, drawing visitors from all over the world. Customers didn't just want food, they wanted the spectacle of Salt Bae performing at their table. Week after week, stars from music, sports, film, and beyond filled his dining rooms. He had successfully built a global brand out of a single internet meme. But behind those golden cuts of meat and flashy celebrity photos, problems brewed. From awkward appearances to lawsuits, from expensive dishes to brand fatigue, he was more than just a chef. He was a showman, a persona, a meme financed by restaurant money. But when the appeal faded, when the scandals grew, and when the prices stopped justifying the food, people saw nothing underneath the glitter. The salt had lost its taste. Unless Salt Bae changes in real ways, he won't be remembered as a trailblazing chef. He'll just be remembered as the internet meme that sprinkled salt into fame and couldn't escape before everything fell apart. That's the reality of his rise and collapse. A man who could have built a serious restaurant empire, but instead leaned on gimmicks and ego. Instead of using popularity to create normal yet respected dining businesses, he coated food in gold and charged outrageous amounts, practically draining customers. Eventually, people stopped showing up, his profits shrank, and his career began sliding downwards. And remember the World Cup final in 2022? Argentina had just made history. Players were crying and celebrating, but suddenly Salt Bae ran onto the pitch like an uninvited guest. He pulled at Messi's arm for photos and even grabbed the World Cup, holding it like he earned it. FIFA later investigated, banning him from attending again. That was when everything flipped. Salt Bae wasn't seen as stylish anymore. He looked desperate. He went from being a viral star to simply embarrassing himself. His excuse, claiming he didn't know better. But billions worldwide know you can't just storm onto the pitch and grab football's biggest prize. What did he expect anyone to believe?
Why did you go onto the World Cup pitch after the final, touch the World Cup, and kiss the World Cup? What were you thinking?
This is the accident. My mistake. Before I don't know the rules. Now I know the rules. Next World Cup, I never touch the World Cup. I go to, of course, stadium, see the match, but I never touch again.
While his ego grew, his businesses shrank. His London flagship saw profits plunge nearly 50%. Reviews slammed the food as overpriced and bland. One diner spent $600 for a steak and still left hungry. Today, they advertise cheap set menus just to fill empty tables. In Boston, his spot shut for safety breaches. New York closed. Miami hit scandals. Even Dubai lost interest. Reviewers point out restaurants where service was excellent, but sadly, no other customers showed up. From sold-out weeks to half-empty rooms with free Wi-Fi, hype cannot last forever. Salt Bae's true downfall wasn't cringe moments, but pure greed. He once bragged about a $140,000 receipt filled with gold steaks and overpriced wine. Even the tip was enormous, yet the food said otherwise. Gold leaf is tasteless decoration that you can literally purchase online for cheap. He was disguising mediocrity with glitter at shocking prices. Eventually, even wealthy clients quit playing along. Behind closed doors, darker accusations surfaced. Ex-workers claimed Salt Bae took a percentage of their tips, fired those who complained, and ran restaurants with iron control. He was compared to Tony Montana, not as a compliment. Stories described him seizing passports, humiliating employees, and ignoring basic labor laws. Several former staff said they were wrongfully fired after protesting stolen money, suing him for mistreatment. They described his methods as cult-like and fueled by delusion. Then the Istanbul incident happened. During one of his dramatic fire tricks, the flames spread out of control, setting customers on fire. One Russian model ended up with life-changing injuries. Instead of apologies or accountability, his team allegedly erased security evidence and tried to bury the story. Salt Bae had the chance to create a real legacy, but blinded by fame, he chose spectacle over substance. Today, he's still wealthy, but his reputation is destroyed. His tale stands as a perfect warning. Internet fame burns hot, but if you let hunger for attention and money guide you, the fire eventually consumes everything. So what do you think? Did Salt Bae deserve this backlash? Share your thoughts, and if you like this breakdown, consider subscribing for more stories like this one. Thanks for watching.